All right, guys, go ahead and get started. Looking at the warm-up, find the value of x that makes this statement true. What do we get when we multiply 2 times 3? 6x. What about 2 times negative 7? Negative 14. And then we bring everything down. Let's go ahead and put our x's together. So I'm going to highlight the 6x and the negative 2x. What do we get when we put these together? Which one should I move over? Because mind you, if that equal sign is in the middle, we have to properly eliminate it on one side. Plus 2. All right, let's plus 2 on both sides. So what do we get when we do 6 plus 2? We get 8x. That equal sign is still there, and the only thing left here is the 58. Highlighting the one with the variable, the only one I should move now is the 14. Should I add or subtract the 14? Add the 14. Is that better, Emma? And then after we add the 14, what do we get? 72. And then our last step is to divide. What do we get for the value of x? X equals 9. All right, go ahead and finish copying that. We're going to go ahead and go on to the notes. All right, so reviewing what we did the last 2 days. Again, it's open, only open if it does not have an equal sign. So only if it's less than and only if it's greater than. If it has an equal sign, if it has this little bitty bar down here at the bottom, that's our indicator telling us that it has to be a solid, that it's going to be closed, because it's including that number, okay? Now, when we solve it, we're going to solve it the same way. You're going to go through. Y'all see parentheses. What's your cue for that parentheses? That you have to do what?
Do that first.
Do that first. What do we want to do first? Distribute or multiply, right? Got to do the 7. So let's do 7 times x. What do we get when we multiply 7 times x? 7x. And then 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. Good. You bring down the sign. Nothing else changes. And now I'm going to highlight the variables. So I'm highlighting the sign in front if there is one. And now I know I have to put these together, just like we did on the warm-up. So do y'all want to move over the x, or do you want to move over the 7x? The x. How do we eliminate the x so that it moves to the other side? By adding it. All right, so let's add the x to itself, always to itself, and then to the other number that looks like it. So it's going to be the 7x. All right, we have 28. You bring down the sign, and we have 8x minus 28. All right, highlighting the variable. We're down to 1, which is good. Remember, once you're down to 1, you move over whatever's next to that last highlighted item, or the one next to the x. So how do I move over the 28? Add the 28. And what's 28 plus 28? 56. And then our last step is to divide. And again, similar to what we've done the last couple of days. And we get 7 here. All right, before you decide you're done, ask yourself, did you divide by negative? Did we divide by negative? No, so we don't need to change the sign. What we do need to do is we need to rewrite it. So we're going to put the x first. You see how it's pointing to the x? Make sure it's still pointing to the x when you rewrite it. And then we have the 7. So this is our answer. All right, so on my 7, am I going to put an open dot or a closed dot? It should be a closed dot. And looking at the direction it's pointing to, am I going to shade to the left or to the right? To the left. All right, so we're going to shade all the way to the left, and all those numbers are included. So look at the question that follows. It says, identify if each of the following is in the solution set. So in other words, are these numbers on this line that I've created with my dot? So do you think the negative 5 is included? Negative 5's here, right? That would be negative 5. Would negative 5 be included in my solution set? Is it part of the line? Yes, so we're going to put yes there. All right, look at the next one, 15. 15 is going to be over here somewhere. Would it be in my solution set? No. 7 would be right here, right where the dot is. because it's closed, would it be included? Yes, if it's closed, if it's a solid dot, it's going to be included in my set. And then 10 is over here. Would 10 be included in my set? No, because it's not at the dot, and it's not on the shaded region. It has to be in that shaded region. So because it's not, we're going to put no. Okay? All right, I'm going to have you guys try the next one. Okay, so try the next one. I'll give you a few minutes to at least get started on it. I'll finish up if you haven't done so then, and then we'll do the graphing and then looking at the solution set, okay? Even if we're not done, we're still gonna, let's just see where we're at, right? Let's just see how far we got. So in front of the parentheses, there's a negative. So technically, there's a negative what there? A negative 1. So we have the negative 1 right in front. So we should be multiplying the negative 1 first. So the negative 1 times 2 is negative 2x. Negative 1 times negative 7.
7, positive.
Plus 7. And then don't forget the 3 in front. Make sure that 3 gets brought down in the front. Okay? We have our sign, 34 minus 6x. All right, then we highlight our x's. All right, and we got to put those together. Which one did y'all move over? Did y'all move over the negative 2 or the negative 6? Negative 2, how did we move over the negative 2? Did y'all add the 2? Okay, let's add the 2. Okay, so we have 3, that cancels out, plus 7, less than 34, and that should be negative 4x. All right, what is 3 plus 7? 10, so I'm just going to add those together just to reduce that equation on the left side. All right, what needs to move over with the 10? The 34, should we add it or subtract it? Subtract it. That gives us negative 24 is less than negative 4. And what should be our last step? Divide. So we divide by negative 4.
6.
Our x is less than 6. But because we did what?
Divide by negative.
Divided by negative, what needs to happen?
Negative flip the sign.
It needs to flip. Correct. So we have 6. Trying to use my pen, sorry. 6 is greater than x. All right, so there's one more thing though. What's wrong? Our letter's on the wrong side. So we need to write the x on the left side. And you see how it's pointing to the x? Make sure it's still pointing to the x when you rewrite it. And then the 6. So is my 6 going to have an open circle or a closed circle? An open circle. And then I'm going to shade to the left or to the right?
Right.
The direction is pointing to?
Left.
To the left. So all of these numbers are included in our set. All right, so is 6 included in the set then, if I have an open circle there? No, because it's open. That means I'm not going to include that number. I'm including everything less than it, but not 6. Am I including 12? 12's over here on this side. Nope. How about 0? Yes. How about negative 8? Yes. All right. All right, so looking at the back side, we have another example. So on this example, the only difference between this one and the last one we did is that there is like terms on the left side with the x's. All right, so still we see that negative 3. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. All right, we bring everything down. All right, if we highlight everything with the variable, when they're on the same side, we need to put them together. So if you notice, these two are on the same side. And you don't change the sign. You just read it as negative 3 minus 3. What's negative 3 minus 3? Negative 6. So we have negative 6x minus 6 is less than 2x plus 18. All right, still highlighting our x's. Do y'all want to move over the 2 or the negative 6? Yes, I would try to move the variable. We didn't do it on the last one, but try to move it to the left side. That way you don't have to rewrite it at the end. So I'm going to subtract the 2x on both sides. And they're going to cancel out here. And then on the left side, it's going to give me negative 8x minus 6 is less than 18. Because the only thing left was a positive 18. All right, highlighting the variable, the one with the letter, we only have one left, which is what we want. What do I need to move over?
The negative 6.
The -6. All right, so how do I move over the -6?
Add 6.
Add 6. So I'm going to do a +6 and a +6. What's 18 plus 6? 24. And our last step is to divide. So our x is going to be less than -3. But what did we do?
We use the negative.
Divided by a negative, so the sign just needs to flip. All right, so then this is our answer. So again, try to move the x over to the left side first at the beginning. That way you're not having to rewrite it. All right, at the -3, am I going to have an open circle or a closed circle? Open. All right, so open circle at the -3. Was I going to shade to the left or to the right? To the right, because it's pointing to the right. All right, we're going to shade to the right. All of these numbers are in the set. So is 0 included in the set? Yes. Is 5 in the set? Do y'all agree 5's in the set? 5's right here. Yeah? How about -10?
No.
No? How about -3? No, that's where that circle is, and because it's open, it's going to be a no. All right. All right, I'm going to skip down to the special cases. We've already done 3 of these. Same thing we've been doing the past couple of days, but let me go into the special cases. So let's solve them the way we normally would, right? Let's distribute first. So -2 times 5 is -10. -2 times 6 is -12. X. Bring down the sign. 6 times 8 is 40. 8. Yeah, I didn't know that one. All right, 6 times -2 is -12. All right. So now let's go ahead and put the x's together. And just like we did on the last unit, what happens when we put those x's together? They're going to cancel out, right? If I add the 12x to both sides, they're going to cancel out. So this is going to be on the back side of today's assignment. On the back side, this is where the special cases could be, okay? Not on the front side, on the back side. All right, so these cancel out, which is okay. The question is, if I have -10 is less than 48, is this a true statement or a false statement? Is -10 less than? So you're going to have to know what the symbol means. And if you forgot, it is on the front side of our notes. Is -10 less than 48? It's true. So you're going to circle T for true. So your solution is going to be all real numbers. If it's a no, then you're going to write no solution. Okay? All right, let's try it one more time. If it's true, it's all real numbers. If not, it's no solution. All right, let's look at the next one. So we have 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times -2 is -6x. Then we bring down the sign. This is a -1, remember, -1. -1 times -3 is 3. And then -1 times 6 is -6x. All right. And always do the x's first, right? Move the x's to the left. So I'm going to add the 6x to the left side. And what happens with the x's again? They cancel out. It's okay. You're left with 3 here, greater than or equal to, and then 3. So the way we read this, it's 3 is greater than or equal to 3. Is 3 greater than or equal to 3? Yeah, because it's equal to each other, right? 3 is equal to 3. So this is going to be a true statement. And what do we write for true? All real numbers. All right, I'm going to have you try one of these on the back side, okay? So on the back side, you have practice 2. Go ahead and try that one. Again, if you get a false statement, if you get a statement that's not true, you're going to write no solution. Good. So the ones that do take longer are the ones with distribution. So here, if I highlight the ones with the variables, the 2x and the 2x, and I move one over, what's going to happen with those x's again? They cancel out. All right, and again, this is on the back side of today's worksheet. We have -3, then we have our symbol in 7. Is this a greater than or less than symbol? Greater than. Remember, your less than symbol goes this way. You can write out the word less sideways. This one I cannot. If I try to write the word less, you see how it just says S? Okay, then that's your greater than. If it doesn't spell it out, it's going to be your greater than symbol. So do y'all think -3 is greater than 7? No. All right, so you're going to go ahead and select no. You're going to say this is false. And you're just going to write no solution. All right, so let's look at this person's work. So on here on this person, or not on this person, this person's work reads -10 plus x is greater than or equal to -9. They went ahead and added 10, and then they got x is greater than or equal to -9. Do y'all see where their mistake was made? They added it to this one, but they didn't forget to add it to 9. Yeah, they needed to add the 10 to this side. Right? So then what would be -9 plus 10? It would be greater than or equal to 1. That would be our answer. And you're welcome to do exactly what I did on the notes and then just circle your answer there. Okay? All right.